It's been a while, but let's get into this. Time to react to YouTube comments again. Alright, first we have why Cygames doesn't give a shit about GBF anymore. Is Princess Konak and Umar more profitable or what? Honestly, I'm not sure because it does look like Princess Konak and Uma Musume is kind of being neglected as well. So I'm not too sure about that either. If anyone's wondering, this is the latest comment on the October future notes thing. I'm going to go from latest comment all the way, well, until I stop, I suppose. I'll get to claim win host number 2 without daily points. Light Claw or Fire Sword is the next path. Then I look forward to doing Win Chrysor meme runs for Magna 2. Oh, nice. Shampoo, conditioner, and makeup products. I know, right? Imagine having that as like the lineup of merch. Like, holy damn. Alright. Yeah, this one. There we go. This one. This is the comment that kinda like I've been seeing comments like these quite often, to be honest, like almost every month, just because I have been saying like, oh, it's kinda like a date feature kind of shit, blah blah blah, like the game is not progressing, shit like that, like those, right? So this is those type of comments, okay? This comments has been popping up as of late. So this person says, collab new events on caps, feature changes, date game boys. God, I hate this negativity. You must be new here. First of all, wait, let me read the replies first. Damn, that's actually a lot of replies. I'm pretty sure I heard the same date game quote for the past 5 rows in a month now. Yep. That's very true. Yeah, this long ass comments, that's kind of mention a lot of things already. And then the next one says, I'm sure this game is full of contents for new players and new and casual players, especially if around rank 120 to 180. That's peak GBF for you. True. But you have to understand that people who complain about the game being dead are usually us endgame players who have nothing to do anymore other than grinding gold bars, AJ Halo and Sandbox. Everything they have added for the past few months can be completed in just 45 minutes. We just want something that is just a bit more meaningful, something that makes me want to actually play the game. AJ Halo and Sandbox are the opposite of that. True. Also, Proud Plus and Bevel rewards last month are jack shit because of, for whatever reason, they decided to add a Sunstone and Sunlight Shutstock instead of Pride of the Ascendant. Hey, but we get an extra Sunstone, right? Because from exchanging Sunlight shards now. At least we have that, right? Copium. Okay, so this is actually a very big topic. Okay, there's a lot of things I remember I kind of wanted to address this as well. But I remember I did somewhat address it in a way what's that? In my, the state of GBF video, the one that I think got a lot of people intrigued into. There's a few points. I think the first very important point is I think one of these dudes has already commented into it, where he mentioned something about contents that are relevant for everyone. That, along with something to do along those lines where they add contents that are actually worthwhile. You know what I mean? Because from what I can see, they're literally... Here's what's happening every freaking month. They're adding the same cycle, which is rerun, Proving Ground / Xeno / Babel / whatever. And then you have the rerun events, and then you have the new events. And then you either have Guild War or you don't. Right? Those are the same few cycles that we had for like the past probably more than half a year already, right? Isn't it? Those things, even though it feels relatively dead for people like us, I would say those are even worse for you guys. Especially for the newbies, the lower level players. Because it just means that you guys have way more shit to do. And you probably do not even have the time to grind everything. Because first and foremost, whenever event comes, right, you guys need to farm that shit. You either farm that shit or try to complete that shit. Plus, you guys are on the weaker side of things, which also means that you need to spend more time into it in comparison to players like myself or any other endgame players out there. We can clear it in, well, less than an hour or some shit, depending on how good your ping is or something. You know, stuff like that. And because it takes so much longer for you guys, it also just means that you are pushing away your time to actually build up your grid. You know, you could essentially use that time to build your grid up, to make yourself actually stronger, rather than you going out of your way, getting yourself just the so-called good materials that you're supposed to be getting from the said event. Right? Am I wrong? Probably I am, because chat is dead as fuck again. So, what I'm trying to get to, right? What they should actually do is the fact that to make things more competent, right? Or at least, because the thing I'm really looking out for GBF is like they add in stuff that is really worthwhile adding. You know? Not just like that so-called few shit of QL stuff that, you know, that everybody's like gonna go, oh my god, that's insane, but actually it's not. You know? Like the last few ones, like the V1 changes, you know, like the one we just got. You actually think that shit is like super game changer? Dude, we could have gotten that like fucking years ago. You have to remember, this game is 7 years old! You need to remember that this game is 7 freaking years old. Stuff like this could have been there for at least probably 2 or at least 3 years ago. At least minimum 3 years ago. You know? Like, it's not something that should be out in 2021. And this is what they're doing, you know? Do you not see that? Because like, every single month, what they're doing is that they're slowly adding 1 tiny QL or 2 tiny QLs every month. That's what they're doing. And for some reason, nobody seems to be questioning that. You actually think that's okay? Dude, this thing is going way too slow. Also, another thing, the main reason why all this, I would say, is a little bit too slow is just the fact that for some reason the QL stuff, right, the stuff that should be added into the game for so long already, but they're speeding up the process of power creeping. Right? Endgame players out there, if you don't agree with me on this, something is fucking wrong. Can you tell me the difference between now, right now, today's date to 2019 versus 2014 to 2018? The 4 years versus 3 years difference. The amount we jump in power creep in 2019 until this year versus 2014 to 2018. You can see the big difference between the two, right? Am I wrong? You can see how much we jumped in power creep in these few years versus the earlier years. It's fucking nuts, man. And the other thing is that the way they're going right now, the pace they're going is so fast that the content is not keeping up with it. Right now, we're basically what we're doing right now, right? The game is like, we're in a, how do I say? The game is in a state right now where, can we clear this in 1 second? That is the so-called flex right now. Can we get to what point in whatever fight in 1 second? That is the GBF in a nutshell these days. That's how it is. How much can you do in that short amount of time versus before, where you could actually, you know, you have to go out of your way to clear the damn thing. Right? That's like such a major difference between then and now. Where last time we actually had problems trying to clear the fucking thing. Isn't it? And if you ask me, I would prefer the stuff back in the day, because it just shows that the game has actual difficulty. We need to like really work our way to clear the fucking thing. Now it's like, just do this and that. Okay, Luca, all done, yes. Wow, that's fun, right? Well, I guess fun is subjective, isn't it? You see, so that's why. So the way the game is progressing right now is something that I cannot agree with. They're pushing in so much in terms of like the whole power creeping thing. The content is not there. Like, they don't have any new shit to compensate the amount of content. And I mean, please. They just fucking release Leech of all things. Do you know how stupid Leech is, right? Yes, I don't show it in my fucking videos, right? In the video I put out, I don't show it, but bruh, Leech is fucking insane, okay? The weapon is stupid as fuck, the character is stupid as fuck, okay? We're at a point where everyone got a mindset of not Luca equals sucks. Yes, exactly. That's actually how it is. I also noticed because quite a few people in different multiple communities has been saying that as well. Like, if you can't seem to play with Luca, you just fucking suck. And then people just tell you're just a shit player. And to me, it's like, wait a second. That is not really the way to play the game though. Like, cause end of the day, you should be able to play whatever fuck you want, right? You could have the same grade, you could do different things. You might not be as fast as the other guy, but you can still do relatively well. To me, that's fine, right? Like, Luca, just doing Luca's strats or any burst setups doesn't make you like a competent fucking player. This game has in no way to tell you if you're a competent player or not. No. There's no fucking way to tell you any way, shape or form whether you're a competent player or not. And plus, like, you have to also remember there's another thing in these days. I think more like it's been happening like a long time now. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but the only easy way to tell whether you're a so-called competent player is by looking at your rank, which is, I wouldn't really say it's true, but it's not like we actually know everyone what kind of grade you have and shit like that. So there's a lot of times we always look at the ranks, right? Isn't it? That's like the easier way to tell how much have you been playing, even though you could just basically just, well, spam slime all fucking day during MagFest, right? Going back to what I was saying in the beginning, where it doesn't really add the contents in order to, like, you know, put out what we are supposed to be at least achieving today, or what we can actually have today, you know. So I remember bringing this up like multiple times on stream. I don't really put it on YouTube for the most part because, well, I'm playing songs and shit, right? So one prime example obviously is like whenever I see the likes of Tower of Babel, Proving Grounds, Xeno, those kind of stuff, to me those are just them trying to stall. Because to me that those kind of events, right, are something that should have always been in the game permanently. You know what they could actually do in those special times? Maybe in specific weeks, they could make, like, you know, like say for example, new Proving Grounds, right? We have Proving Grounds next week, right? The wind weapons shit, whatever, the fire favorite ones. Like, we just take that as an example. This upcoming week, the next Proving Grounds, let's just say Proving Ground is permanent. That coming week, we will have like raid ups for like the weapons to farm or whatever. Make it like, I don't know, 5 days or 6 days, which is usually how they tend to do it anyway. The duration of the length, the event length. Just make like a raid up or some shit for like the old weapons, and then the new weapons gets released as well or some shit. They could do stuff like that. Same goes for Babel. Babel could have been there permanently because it's not like it resets now, does it? Right? It doesn't fucking resets. It only adds new layers or whatever, and they could just leave there permanently and then just have the so-called floors or layers or whatever added in whenever a specific week of the month reaches or some shit, right? You see, they could have done way more. But you know, I feel like one of the main reasons why they're trying to do this, and also we have already experienced all these problems already. This thing I'm about to mention, okay? All these things have always something to do with server capacity, right? Don't look at me as if you don't fucking know this. We just experienced this not too long ago in the last Guild War. We just fucking experienced this, okay? Server capacity is their one thing. Also, they're trying to add more shit into the game, and at the same time, I feel like they're not really putting in extra stuff to the servers or whatever in terms to, like, you know, to bypass or at least, you know, fight through all this extra content and shit. It doesn't look like they're doing a good job at it. I don't think they are, because there's still problems, right? There are still problems that persists until today that they haven't fixed yet. Which just goes all the way back to the Jiokun incident. Whoever that doesn't know this all happens and started because they added in the reusable summons. Until today, we still cannot get rupees whenever a friend uses your summon or a pub person uses your summons during Guild War. They disabled that altogether. They have not gotten a fix for that until today. And yet they think removing it is the so-called solution. When technically that's not how it's supposed to be, right? They just remove it because their server can't fucking handle it. They didn't really like make an actual fix to a problem. They think, oh, because it's fine now, nobody's complaining, it's okay. And I'm gonna tell you right now that it's not okay. This stuff is never fucking okay. But for some reason, people seems to not really, like, I don't know, voicing out an opinion saying that it's actually not okay. Doing this like, oh, because, you know, we did like, we just removed some, it's like we are removing a feature. And apparently it's one feature that nobody really cares about. And then they just, you know, oh, hey, you know what, it's okay. Think about it in another different perspective. What if they decided to somewhat, you know, not a completely useless function. They removed something because the server couldn't handle it. And then so happened that people just got used to it, right? They just get used to it for not having the damn thing. Nobody complains, so they just leave it like that. So you're actually telling me that's actually okay. No, right? That can't be right, isn't it? That should not be okay. So yeah, going back again, you see the point where was it? I think it was 2018, 2017, where the birth of Magna 2, right? They added so much stuff within that year. We had so much shit to do. Like, even though I was already, I remember at that time, I was already at that point where I got a lot of my shit done already. But they added so much new stuff that it gives me a reason for me to actually continuously push into the game. Right? And now we don't. Do you see that? We are getting one new raid. One. Every year. Which is the Malice shit. We don't talk about the whole Belial thing, by the way. We just don't. Because that is one of those things where you farm just one point and it's gone. You don't need that shit anymore. That's why whenever I go into a new month, when I see there's nothing appropriate when it comes to like adding in terms of the game's longevity, or adding into like the game, like at least the way the game is trying to move forward to, into a better path, it doesn't seem to be happening. Like this half a year or so, or more like I would even say this entire year or so, it doesn't seem to be happening. But for some reason, people seem to think it's okay. They could have done so much by adding all this extra stuff, you know, They could, if they even think their server capacity just fucking sucks, right? They could literally just every month, right? They could just have a rotational Proving Grounds or Xeno Elemental or some element or something. Like maybe this month we get win bosses for, you know, win bosses-ish Proving Grounds / Xeno shit. We could just have that, for example, right? The entire month. And then maybe we can actually slot in different shit in this upcoming week for Proving Grounds, you know? And just have like some, I don't know, extra events or whatever. They could do stuff like that. We could have more. They could have done way better stuff rather than, oh hey, here's a rerun. Here's a Xeno again. Here's the Proving Grounds again. And all that shit. Like, we already... You see, here's the thing. I got a feeling... Because you see... We could have removed all this stuff and they could have slotted in Dread Barrage for next week. Just saying. They could have slotted in Dread Barrage, am I right? Isn't Dread Barrage one of those things where every new player seems to be looking forward to? Because that is like one of their so-called catch-up mechanic, right? For Guild Wars. They could have done that, right? We could have permanent Proving Grounds or whatever shit. Everyone could have just farmed that. I'm not sure why they don't do that. And then, yeah, we could have Dread Barrage every freaking month. Or during any downtime. Because it's not something that is relatively hard to do, right? Because it's a very, very chill event-ish. They could just let us do that. But nah. They don't. And then it's like, even another thing is like, they actually gave us end players something to do. Right? Which is farming the Juten 6 stars and all that. But then they decided to bomb us something. Which is called the wall! Hey! You're not allowed to go that fast! Nope! You're not allowed to, sir! You can only get this in 3 fucking years! So that what the fuck you want us to do then? Then it goes back to what the guy said earlier in one of the comments. We just gotta farm fucking Angel Halo sandbox and shit. But what if I'm already also at that point where, because they already mentioned this for so long, it's already been like, dude, it's been already 10 months. Today is already October. Right? I already went through all the shitty ass farm for Halo and stuff. Just to get to this point. I got all my Jutens to at least 120. The only thing I'm not ready is maybe some of them and for 240 and then just 150. But that one is not really gonna be that hard to do as well if I really want to put it. But because they fucking walled the fuck out of us, so there's really no point for me to rush it now, is there? So that's why it's like, that's why I always think when they did do this frictionless thing, I'm just trying to explain here, like this is something to do with the whole. This is for anyone just coming into this chat or whatever. This is just to voice, let you guys know why I've been doing mentioning stuff like this. He was like, oh my god, this guy is so negative and shit. I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm trying to be, you know, I'm just trying to voice out my opinions. And hopefully GBF turns out to be a much better game. I didn't say it was a bad thing. I was like, yeah, this QL changes, all this extra stuff. It's great, it's fine, but I feel like they could have done way better than this. They could have done more. They could have. The whole COVID meme thing is, I feel like that's a excuse these days. And yeah, because that is to me one of their biggest problems. They don't really listen. You know, when do they listen? When people sending them death threats and shit. People complain the living fuck out of them. And saying this fucking thing sucks, aka Summer Fortune. Then they'll go, oh fuck, I guess we fucked up. Oh no. Well shit, I guess. See, that is one of their main problems, because their only so-called social media platform that they somewhat listen to is on fucking Twitter of all things. Dude, Twitter is like the worst fucking place to look at when it comes to getting feedback, okay? And then the other thing is that I totally understand this, alright? This is one of the things I've known from the beginning, where this game is only catered for Japanese players. They only listen to Japanese players. But I'm quite certain quite a bit of Japanese players out there probably shared most of my sentiments right now too. They could have done way more. A lot of people are leaving because they're sick and tired of this stupid game for FF14 or something. I don't know. They could have done, but they're not. They try to voice out. They're not fucking listening because they don't even have any freaking proper platform to voice out our shit. It's, you know, like they don't even have an official forum or whatever, a message board or some sort to at least allow us to voice our opinions. Alright, so then we go back to that part again, where this game is supposed to be for Japanese players, but like, the devs themselves already acknowledge the fact that they're trying to push this to global scale as well. Why else do you think we have on the go English text, right? Whenever they release new shit, they have English text already. Why do they even have that? Because they're trying to push for global scale as well. I remember a while back, KMR or I think it was KMR and Fukuhara already acknowledged the fact that they're trying to, they appreciate all the global players. They're trying to like push this to global players as well, so we have more global players to enjoy the game and shit. But it clearly doesn't look like it now, does it? Because from what I can see, they're just only listening to Japanese players. They're not even bothered to listen to global players' opinions at all. They just say they are, but I don't think they are. Right? It doesn't feel like they are. Do they? I don't feel it. I mean, it does look like they even follow the English Grand Blue EN or whatever. They follow them, but it doesn't look like they are really, you know, taking some of their word for it now, do they? But then again, I feel like the people following them are the one that is actually commenting on that Twitter seems to be a pretty Papega players anyway. So wow, this turned out to be a fucking 30-minute rant already. They have a website to put Korega news, but they don't even have a forum site. Yeah, they don't. They have an official website for GBF, but they're not really fully utilizing that thing. Seriously though, like the only thing, I feel like Granblue Fantasy.jp. The only thing I see on this page, right? I feel like the only thing I feel like probably a lot of people only go is here. Because that's where all the news are. There are so-called official news whenever there's new shit coming in. This is the only thing I look at. I don't even bother looking at anything. I can't be the only one, right? I don't think so, right? That can't be. And then they have the English side, right? And there's no news, nothing. They have the English version of the site, but there's no news. It's the same, but there's no news. And I think this has been like this for years now too. And just to point out again, this game is under what company? Ah yes, it's an indie company, that's right. But yeah, this is made by fucking Cygames, man. Cygames is huge, okay? I feel like this is not just all excuses, man, at this point. But okay, that's I think that's I feel like I probably could go in a little bit more into this topic, but I think I dragged a little bit too long already for the YouTube side of things. So like in conclusion, all I'm really looking out for is they add more stuff to the game that really benefits everyone. More, I don't know, more stuff, more actual stuff that we can actually play with. You know, new raids, new set of raids or whatever, new actual content that we can actually make use of, you know, CAT 150 or some shit, for example. But nah, we're only gonna get that, what, the Ultimate Baja thing later on or something, right? Whatever fucking Bahamut we... Yeah.